I'm going to briefly talk to you now about the Palmar notation. And this is very, very similar to the to the International Numbering System, except that instead of using a quadrant number, we're going to use angles, right angles. So with the second portion of this worksheet, I'd like to show you Palmar notation. So this is line 3 on your dentition diagram here, Palmar notation. So this would be 3. Okay, and so if we are going to be in quadrant 1, it's going to look like this, our brackets. Quadrant 2 is going to look like this, like an L. Quadrant 3 is going to look like this, and then our quadrant 4 is going to look like this. So essentially, if you want to look at it a little bit closer, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is how you're going to write your right angle, and then we're going to number from the midline out again, just like with the International Numbering System. So instead of that, we're going to have a right angle and the number inside of it. But this is just showing the quadrant numbers in respect to the right angles. So let's take a look at this. What's our first question here? What tooth number is the mandibular left lateral incisor? So we know we're going to be on the mandible. We're on the left-hand side. So our bracket is going to look like this, and it was the lateral incisor. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're numbering 1 through 8 out here. So 1, 2. Here's our lateral incisor. This is number 2. So our symbol is going to look like this and a 2 inside. So that's what that looks like. So that's the Palmar notation. And this is oftentimes used in orthodontics. So what tooth number is the maxillary left second premolar? So we're on the maxillary arch this time, which means we're going to be in quadrant 2. And it is the second premolar. So we're going to count out from the midline. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is our second premolar. So we're going to have an L with a 5 in it. Or a backwards L. But no, that's a forwards L. Alrighty. So an L with a 5. And that's going to look like that. What tooth number is the mandibular right second molar? So mandibular right, so we're going to have this symbol, and it's the second molar. So we're going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is number 7 for the International Numbering System and the Palmar Numbering System. And it's going to be inside this upside down L bracket. So it's going to look like this. What tooth is the maxillary right canine? So now we're back on the upper arch in quadrant 1. Here's our canine. 1, 2, 3. We're going to have a backwards L and a number 3 inside. And then last, what tooth number is the mandibular left first premolar? So again, we're on the mandible, we're on the left-hand side, and we're looking at the first premolar. So 1, 2, 3, 4 inside this upside down L. And that is the Palmar notation.